Have you ever felt like the world was against you? Like every corner you turned, you hit another wall. I know that feeling all too well. Today, I want to share a story that completely changed my perspective on life. A true story about the incredible power of our own minds. It's about a man named David, and his journey will show you that no matter how dark things get, there's always a light you can switch on, and that light is inside you. David was just an ordinary guy with an extraordinary dream. He wanted to start his own business, a small coffee shop where people could feel at home. He poured his life savings into it, renovated a beautiful old building, and was just weeks away from his grand opening. He was on top of the world. Then, disaster struck. A sudden electrical fire overnight turned his dream into a pile of ashes. Everything was gone. Imagine that feeling. The shock, the heartbreak, the utter despair. David told me he sat on the curb across the street, watching the smoke curl into the morning sky, and felt a wave of hopelessness wash over him. His friends and family gathered, offering condolences, saying things like, "What a terrible tragedy, and I'm so sorry for your loss." For a moment, David believed them. He felt like a victim. He thought, why me? This is so unfair. But then, something shifted inside him. As he sat there, covered in soot and smelling of smoke, he remembered a book his grandfather had given him years ago. It was about mindset. He remembered one specific line. You cannot control what happens to you, but you can control how you respond to it. That single thought sparked a tiny flicker of defiance in the darkness. He stood up, walked over to his worried family, and said something that stunned everyone. He said, "This isn't a tragedy. This is an opportunity." They looked at him like he was crazy, but David was serious. He explained, "The old wiring is gone. Now I can design the electrical system perfectly. The insurance money will cover the rebuild, and now I know exactly what I'd do differently with the layout. This isn't the end. It's a fresh start with a ton of free publicity." That moment was the turning point. Instead of wallowing in self-pity, David chose to see the situation not as a setback, but as a setup for a comeback. He actively reframed his thoughts. Whenever a negative thought, like "I've failed," popped into his head, he would consciously replace it with, "I'm learning." When he felt overwhelmed, he would say to himself, "This challenge is making me stronger." This wasn't magic, it was hard work. It was a daily, conscious decision to focus on the positive, on the solution instead of the problem. He started a small journal, and every morning, he would write down 3 things he was grateful for. It could be as simple as the sun shining, or a supportive text from a friend. This practice trained his brain to look for the good, even when it was hard to find. He also started using visualization. Every night before bed, he would close his eyes and vividly imagine his new coffee shop. He'd see the customers smiling, smell the fresh brewed coffee, and feel the pride of having built something wonderful from the ashes. He wasn't just daydreaming. He was creating a mental blueprint for his success. He was programming his mind to believe it was possible, to expect it. The community, inspired by his incredible attitude, rallied around him. People who had only heard about the fire now heard about his resilience. Volunteers came to help clear the debris. A local contractor offered him a discount on materials. The local newspaper ran a story not about the fire, but about his unbreakable spirit. His positive energy was contagious. 6 months later, the Phoenix Cafe opened its doors. The name was perfect. It was more than just a coffee shop. It was a symbol of hope for the entire town. It was more beautiful and successful than David had ever imagined in his original plan. People didn't just come for the coffee. They came to be in a place that was built on a foundation of pure optimism. So what can we learn from David's story? It's a powerful reminder that our thoughts shape our reality. Positive thinking isn't about ignoring the bad things in life. It's not about pretending problems don't exist. It's about acknowledging the problem and then consciously choosing to focus your energy on the solution, on the lesson, on the path forward. Think about it in your own life. When you face a setback, what's your first reaction? Do you spiral into negativity, focusing on what you've lost? Or do you take a deep breath and ask, what can I learn from this? How can this make me better? This shift in perspective is everything. Let's try a small exercise right now. Think of one small, nagging problem in your life. Got it. Now, instead of thinking about how annoying it is, Ask yourself 3 questions. 1. What is one positive thing that could come out of this situation? 2. What is one thing I have the power to change about it right now? 3. What is one lesson this challenge is trying to teach me? Changing your thinking patterns takes practice, just like building a muscle. Start small. Start with gratitude. Each day, identify things you're thankful for. When you catch yourself thinking negatively, gently stop and reframe the thought. Instead of, I can't do this, I'll try a different approach. Instead of this is impossible, try this will be a challenge, and I'm ready for it. David's story proves that the human spirit is incredibly resilient, but that resilience isn't automatic. It's a choice. It's the choice to see the opportunity in the obstacle, the blessing in the burden. The power to transform your life doesn't come from external circumstances. It comes from the internal dialogue you have with yourself every single day. You are the author of your own story. You hold the pen. So, what kind of story are you going to write? If you found this story inspiring, please hit that like button and subscribe for more content to help you build your best life. Share this video with someone who might need to hear it today. Thank you so much for watching. And remember, you have the power to turn your setbacks into your greatest comebacks. See you in the next video.